Guys, I wanted to talk to you about the enemy continue to push lies and deceptions and fabrication about you. I'm going to give you examples of things that happened to me personally that led me to believe they are they like to control the narrative about what people know about you. And you know, if a government lies about you to anybody, people tend to believe the government over the person. You understand? And they've done it many times. Look, Saddam Hussein had a weapon of mass destruction. Gaddafi is a dictator, and who else? The president of Syria, I can't remember his name. Also, all of those, they would lie about the person, and they spin it. They would spin the lie. And if it comes from the government, people tend to believe in the lie. Because every time they drill it into you, people tend to think the government is telling the truth. And if it came from the government, it must be legit. Okay? And that's not true. The governments are Pinocchios. They're known to lie. You look at the things I just mentioned to you, they came back and they said otherwise. They created Al Qaeda, ISIS, Hezbollah, now in Palestine, and all of that, and Lebanon, whatever. And Osama bin Laden is CIA operative, and they showed you in a movie. They showed you in one of their movies. iPad Code 2, they showed you Osama bin Laden is the patch in his jacket is CIA on it. You understand? They put it in their movies. So people tend to believe the government. They're like, there are gods. The governments are not God. You know what I mean? They are controlled. Okay? And okay, I had a friend of mine. I known him for I known this friend for 24 years back in Italy, in Rome. So last year, I went to see him in Rome, and we had a good time. I really had a nice visit. I caught up because I'd known him for that many years, but we kind of lost touch. And so I went to see him, and I visited. I had a really good visit and stuff, and everything was fine. And I got back to Canada, and I messaged him, and stuff, and he kind of shunned me. The way he spoke to me was disrespect, and he hasn't done that before. Okay, so I knew they went and told him something about me because, okay, in this program, what they do is they make sure to cut all friends out of your life, family out of your life, to put you in a vulnerable state. You know what I'm saying? Being lonely and being alone and stuff like that, they think they can control you when you are alone. You understand? But they do not know I'm capable of staying alone for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So you cannot really twist my arm by removing people out of my life. It doesn't really affect me like that. It affects some people. Some people feel like they need to have people in their life. I'm not like that. I don't need somebody to make me or break me. You know, People can come and go out of my life. It's not really going to affect me any. Anyhow, after they did that, I just kind of, I deleted him from my phone, and I just kind of said, you know what? I'm not going to be spoken to like that, you know? because since I become a target individual, I want allow people to disrespect me like that, And they told me one time, oh, if you want to get back talking to your friend Luca, you know, basically we can make it happen. That's what they told me. See what I'm saying? So my stand on this, for a friend to believe lies about you, then excuse me, to believe lies about you, and then they're gonna go back to him and say, "Oh, guess what? We told you it's a lie. It's not true." So then he get back to me, and we end up talking again. I decided right then and there. I said to them, "Nope, I'm not interested to know him anymore. I'm not interested to know these friends, even though we've known each other for 24 years. I don't need him in my life. You understand?" So, and and I know they've been lying about me to a lot of people. They even told me in another situation where they didn't want me to talking to this lady who were working at me in my apartment building where I'm renting in Hamilton, Ontario. They don't want me to tell her the truth. You know what I'm saying? They told me not to tell her anything. You understand? Because that is gonna show that they are lying. They don't want to be shown like they're lying, even though they're liars. They are liars, but they don't want to be shown on that, on being put up on that negative light, or being put up as liars. You understand? They want to keep this lie going because they don't want me go and tell her. But I wasn't gonna tell her anything because I don't even like her. You understand? I don't even like her. I don't like this building I'm living in. People are attacking me day and night, and people looking at me like I'm not welcome there because they are targeting me. And these people think who live in that building they are doing something great by attacking me. And I've said it many times, and I said to them, why can't they take me to court? Let's go to court. Let's air this out. Let's get this on the TV stations and radio and social media, and I'm gonna tell my side of the story, and they can tell their side of the story about what they've done to 144,000. Okay, but they don't want that. They want to keep this line going. This to prove to you why they would ask me not to tell her. Considering I have no intention of telling her anything because I don't like her, But it just kind of I'm very perceptive about what's going on. They told a few of my friends things are not true, and they look at me like when I'm telling them something, it has nothing to do with my targeting. They look at me like I'm telling them a lie, or they look at me like, you know what I mean? I'm very good at reading people. I'm very good at reading people. You don't have to say anything for order for me to figure you out, right? But anyhow, one of my friends, I was talking to him a couple of weeks ago, and I told him I had an issue with my phone. I had to restore it to factory setting, and because I forgot my password, it took a couple of weeks for Apple to send me the new passwords and whatnot, a reset. And he said to me, "Oh yeah, it must be the government who have done this because they want to keep track on you, you know." They want to keep your and this friend, I never spoken to him about my targeting whatsoever. How was that? I never spoke to this person or shared with him about my targeting or mentioned word government to him targeting me because of my bloodline. It's not because of anything else. Everything that was spun about me was a lie. Okay? They're targeting me because of my bloodline, you know? And, and I just listened to him, and I just said, Okay, so obviously, they told him, they told him they're keeping track of me. The government is keeping track of me because I just used to be another friend. Also, I'm not talking to anymore. But we known each other. All three of us have known each other. I'm pretty sure that friend told him something about me, about the government putting me in a target individual program, and I've been targeted by the governments and stuff. And that's what's he believes. He didn't come out. He said it in kind of jokingly. He said it, but I know he meant it. So I'm just kind of every time they bring a friend or somebody in my, in a dream state or whatever, and I feel like that person, I don't need these people in my life. I end up cutting that person off, and that's exactly what I'm going to do to. That's exactly what I'm going to do to people who are not aligning with my belief, who listen to these people lying, spreading lies about me. And I've said that many times. People could look up. These governments are experimenting on people, innocent people, and they don't want us to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? They're making millions and billions of dollars from our targeting, paying these people who are targeting us literally pocket change, paying them nothing. Com- Every time they target you, they make billions. People who are targeting us make nothing, absolutely pocket change. Okay? So this is a reality of things. They want to keep this lie going. This lie is not going to continue. This lie is not going to continue forever. The 144,000 once. God is going to choose choose one of us as a leader of the 144,000, and he's gonna endorse that person with the Holy Spirit, the power of God. You know what I'm saying? When that comes, the truth is gonna come out. Everybody gonna know. Everybody's gonna know what they did to us is unjust, unfair, and very Pinocchio like, is all full of lies and fabrication. And the truth will prevail. They cannot keep this lie going for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Once, you hit the fan, people gonna smell, they're gonna know the things that done to us was unjust. And they're not repenting. They continue trying to threaten us and to stop us from telling people. You know what I'm saying? Cyber torture is been proven by the United Nation. It does exist. Cyber torture has been already ruled out by United Nation as a weapon used against 144,000 or target individuals globally. I don't have to prove anything. Proof is in the pudding, okay? And the truth will prevail. This lie is not gonna continue forever and ever. People gonna know.